Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. Today I'm quite excited for this. We've got our first, since the new bridge changes, our first build around list. So we're going back to one that I've wanted to work the whole time. I am more excited for this than probably most of the other build arounds, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this, and we're going to be building around Tipu. So, the list we've gone for Astra, partly because with the Cinder Orb we can actually get Tipu out on turn 2 if we want to. However, I think more likely than that, we're going to want to try and play it safe and actually use the Into the Breach ability. So we're probably going to spend our first couple of turns farming up our Cinder with Grow Cinder, and then hopefully going for sort of one big burst out of nowhere. So maybe play a Drumdancer Tlalli down an earlier turn, get our Tipu in there, and we've got a couple of other things to support it as well. So in the supporting slots, like we just said, Drumdancer Tlalli for the pummel to get those 2 attacks on there. We've got Snareling over here, who's going to be immobilising people, giving us a bit of a better chance to get into range. We've got Quetzalli, the potato. So Quetzalli is going to be getting us that extra movement, that ability to run straight forwards and get in there. And similar to Quetzalli, we've actually got Necahual, who, in relation with Astra, can return an ally to the bridge, fully to restore it, and then attack again, so Tipu can just keep getting bigger and bigger. We've got Savria to protect him, and Torian to do the same, and obviously Stitchy's just going to be doing the healing job as well. So we've got quite an interesting list. I'm hoping we're just going to grow a big Tipu. The biggest I've seen anyone get was actually Amazonian, who on a sponsored stream got Tipu up to 10 power versus say another new player, so that was quite awesome, and I'd love to be able to meet that, hopefully without the opponent conceding first. For this, I think let's go with the lightning. I like the lightning crash, and we're going to jump into this and see what we can do. So, like we said, in the previous version of the game, where you had to draw your units, so you reinforce them, you weren't necessarily guaranteed to get the one you wanted. So making a build around list, we did do a few times, but even in our very first building around Tipu list, we didn't draw Tipu in one of the games. We kept reinforcing and reinforcing and reinforcing, and we never got there. I think it was down to the last 2 units in the list, and we still never managed to draw it. So now, we've got Tipu every single game as soon as we want him, and it's just a case of we need to find the optimal time to do so. So there is an argument that in a list like this we could want a bit of range in order to sort of poke things down and things like that, and soften things up a little bit before Tipu gets in there. But we're not doing that. We're going all in on Tipu. Everything here is to make Tipu a big, hungry, chonky chicken brain boy, and that's what we're going to be working at, and hopefully going to have a lot of fun doing so. Welcome to another game. So we're going to be trying here to see if we can get our Tipu list to work. We've actually had a couple of games off camera, so we tried a few that we were recording, hopefully trying to put something together that we could put into the video, but unfortunately we ended up coming against some matchups that they just didn't end up being the most interesting to watch. So we're going to try and do something with this and just try and make it a little bit more fun for a video, because the last few were either very competitive one way or the other. We lost a few very quickly, and then we won a few very quickly, and it didn't really make for good watching. So for this time we're going to take Stun and Stim Burst. These both seem great with Tipu, especially if we're going to be running in thick and fast, and our opponent is on an Extilior list as well, so we are against basically we are going to need to be getting in close range of them anyway, so this maybe makes it a little bit easier for Tipu to do so. So, curious to see who's going first. It is us first. So, what this does mean is that, while we haven't got anything here that's particularly, nerve-wracking turn 1 or anything like that, we can actually just grow our Cinder and maybe even just play it super safe. And depending if they play a Maximus turn 1 or not, we might even try and save the Cinder for an additional turn and just be super cheeky and just try and get even more value, and maybe even just run Tipu out into a Maximus or something like that. So there is a good amount of options here. We do need to see what our opponent does. They are level 0, so this is going to be a new account, but hopefully we can just have some fun with this and play ourselves a big Tipu out. So because they're level 1, we're actually just going to jump in here, grab this straight away, and we're going to play Tipu out immediately, because this is what we've built the list around, so why not do that? So hopefully they're going to move this turn, and we can start doing something with Tipu, attacking a unit. We want them to play something like maybe Taria here, or maybe a Deadeye, but ideally what we want is to be in a situation where Extilior can't quite get in range of us. So if they play a unit out here that we can attack without being attacked back, that would be the dream. So there we go, there's an area. It depends on which way they move here. If they move over here, we're in a good spot. We could probably stim burst into Aria. So what we want to be doing... Yes, if they move over here, this is perfect. That would be even better on the right hand side, because we can stim burst over here, get our attack in, and then they're going to be able to deal 7 damage back to us next turn. So this is... Ooh, interesting. They can't actually get to us if we move there, so... We are going to stim burst. We're going to send Tipu in this direction, get our attack in, get that little bit of growth going. Astra's going to move up as well. Again, just try and get something done as and when we can. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place Drumdancer Tlalli down over here. And we're going to do Stitchy McPatchy as well. So, in fact, we're going to place Stitchy back here as well, because again, we just want to keep things safe. With this, we can actually get Tipu to attack twice next turn, and then we can heal him back up again as well. So this could be a really fun start for us, especially with the stasis field to stun Extilior as well. So they might have a heal here. That's absolutely fine if they do. It looks like this might be a lifeline coming, just the way that they were hovering over it. It could be a medical recall. But, okay, so they're going to run. So everything that we've got is basically melee apart from Astra. So we do need to be a little bit cautious. We do have the range to get to this if we need to. And with the ability to drum dancer it as well, there could be a lot of damage coming through, especially if we can heal on top of that. So, yep, there's the defense there. That's not enough to save Tipu quite yet, but it might be enough to sort of affect things if they have another way of either gaining health, like an Assix Nectarvine, but they're still a bit too short.
Oh, lovely selection.
Okay, so if this is all that they're going to do this turn, then I think we're probably just healing Tipu, running in, using the...
On your guard.
Ooh, that's not a good choice. The problem with Cinder Fusion in here is that it doesn't actually take effect unless the unit's alive, and we're going to be killing that unit next turn with our Tipu. So, a little bit awkward there. But what we're going to do, because we're in this for the fun of it, we're just going to go for our attack. We're going to move Stitchy in, and we're going to heal.
Care to rate your pain?
We're going to stun Extilior, and just basically move other things into range.
Victories in your eyes.
We don't have much of a line of sight. There we go. Nothing here actually
One
goes through. So the question is, where can Titonium move? So Titonium can't actually move to over here, so we're actually going to grow a Cinder over here. Or in fact, let's grow it back here, because this way they might not even be in range of it with an explosive unless they move right into us as well. And then with Pummel on Tipu next turn, we might even be able to kill Titonia with our Stim Burst and move all the way around the back. So this could be our first big Tipu game. It's going well. The thing is, we don't want to scare our opponent off too hard, because we want to see how big we can get. Yeah, we want to have some fun. Just focus on killing some units. I'm not going to be playing too many more out. This is a good choice from them if they can get all 3 of those. They could move this slightly further up and get all 3 units. But maybe they're thinking as a new player they have to get them all within the immediate range there. So that could be what's going on there. Because we don't need to heal Tipu here, we're actually just going to heal up our Drumdancer Tlalli and then move back defensively to try and make things a little bit more secure on that front, so we can keep using that.
Where am I? Just kidding.
We could look at Stim Bursting here, but I think just killing Titonia would be pretty good. However, if there was a way of getting to Maximus, that would be great. I think maybe we just want to try and defend a little. I think it might even be turned for a Necahual or even Quetzalli. We don't have enough for Quetzalli actually, and we've only got, so 4 is going to work out well, because you know what, I'm going to take back all of everything I said. We're probably just going to pay nothing, because I think, oh no, because we got this, yeah, because we got this we can play these. So this takes us up to 9. So that means we can actually play Necahual and use both the abilities that we want to.
Battle's a celebration.
So Battle Frenzy Tipu.
Let's give them an encore.
Nutrient Singe, Syringe here, and we get hopefully a double growth up to 6, up to 7,
A
and
bit
then we're going to move these back here and just keep our distance.
No
Might as well get
pause
our ranged chip units as well. Again, we're not going to be playing out too many more offensive units. We're going to try and get, if we can do, the big doubles. So next turn we'll have 6. We're not going to have enough cinder next turn, I don't believe. Yeah, we need a couple more cinder. We need 8 cinder for what we want, because what we want to do is double strike Tipu, so pummel deep Tipu, attack, Necahual it back, so that's 4 cinder. We need 6 cinder to then cast into the breach, and then 10 in total to cast it again and attack a second time. So that's what we could be working towards. I think here we're probably just going to try and kill Maximus.
Battle mask.
And again, now that we've got Stitchy here and we've got Stimburst, we're going to just be healing Tipu and growing more and more and more. And honestly, this is working about as well as I thought, or as well as I could hope. So it could actually be that we want to recall here. I think it might be. I think we might be moving in, killing Maximus, recalling Necahual, and then going for it next turn with the Into the Breach. I think that's our play. So what have they got here for their other assist? Nothing. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to kill here. We're going to bring Necahual in and evacuate Tipu.
Got them, Captain.
And then going to just move in this general
Your
direction.
adrenaline roars.
Heal ourselves here.
Care to rate your pain?
Move over here. We're gonna. Oh, I can't believe we've got an 8 attack Tipu. And we'll just grow a cinder over here. So this again gives us the option of making Tipu even bigger next turn. And what we're actually going to look to do, if we can do, is we just need a little bit more damage and we can try and one-shot their captain. So with 8 cinder, we can haste it, recall it. We're still a little short of doing everything.
You gave me no choice.
So I think what we're actually going to do here is attack Crankbait, or whatever they play that's the most threatening, out near Astra. And then the following turn, we're going to go for the big combo. Yeah, so if they move around here, we're going to send Tipu in for a big smash. Yeah, I think this is it. So this might even be the time we get to 20 damage a captain. If they put a couple of these on as well, it's actually really worth it for them. Yeah, they can blaze something out there. I really want to get this big, like this one really big attack on. So if we move Quetzalli over here,
I'll make him proud.
into the breach, play Tipu, battle frenzy Tipu,
On our vibrates in ourselves.
take out Crankbait. Oh, we didn't want the crit there, we actually wanted to not get that. Necahual kind of needs to actually move back a little. So move over here, and we'll let Astra be our body block to keep Tlalli alive a little longer. Although we have now got Snareling over there. So the problem with Snareling,
One win, one bug.
let's just poke Snareling. There you go. Snareling can immobilize Tipu. If they do that, that ruins our combo. So we might just have to win through other means. But this is still one of the biggest Tipus I've seen yet. Second biggest, in fact. You're doing well there, little chicken brain. Yeah, because I think this is going to hit here. And I think that's going to immobilize us, and then we need to find another way of dealing with Snareling. It could be that next time we actually Savria Safeguard with haste, and then use her ability to protect Tipu. But then again, actually no, it's not even that, because Snareling only needs to hit. It doesn't need to wound. So we're probably actually just running in and trying to deal 4 damage to Tlalli, 1 with Astra, and delaying this another turn. But we are getting a really big brain chicken. Look at you, you weird 6-legged freak. beautiful. Love him to
Do not
bits.
distract me.
It's just adorable in a really creepy way. If they don't have anything here, I think we have the big combo. Yeah, come on, let us get it this one time. Brilliant, let's go for this. So we're going to battle Frenzy
Let the
Tipu.
sun ignite your fire.
We're going to move
Protect
Necahual to over here, I think.
Victories
We'll
in your
move
eyes.
this over here, this back
Gotcha.
here, and this just here. What's Necahual's range? It is in range, perfect, otherwise we've messed this up. So we're going to go over here. We're going to get our attacks in, which should leave him on... Oh no, this should be exactly lethal. We've just got the one hit here. 8, grow to 10. There we are, we've got our 11 damage Tipu. Brilliant. That is exactly what we wanted to do. So that is actually now officially the biggest Tipu I've ever seen. So we managed to get a good game out of that. Our opponent was new, so I do feel a little bit guilty about sort of playing something like that, but to be honest, if I was a new player and someone played that, I just think it was kind of awesome. And I still now think it's kind of awesome. So I'm hoping we haven't put them off. I think that was a fun list, a fun game, so let's try and do that again. I am almost tempted with Fate Twister Tantan instead of Savria Safeguard because of the Snareling interaction, but let's just go and see what we can work out. There might just be a situation where we have to try and take out a Snareling before we can do things properly. But that worked out much, much better than the games we played earlier. So in the games we played earlier that not made the video, in the first game we got completely pulled apart. In the second and third games we made a couple of changes to make our list a little bit more resilient.
Astra,
We came against the same player every time, and then it just ended up being a bit of a one-sided game going the other direction, so a little bit strange on that front. Another Stim Burst and Stun. A good selection for what we need. So this is one of the really strange starts, because essentially, depending on who goes first here, you can actually just get a free attack on your opponent turn 1 through this little channel here, which is quite bizarre. Okay, the opponent is going first. So they're likely to sort of do exactly that and try and find a line on us. And I think on the next turn, we're probably just going to be moving up here and trying to place our Cinder Orb as safe as possible back this way, because we just want to make sure that we can play whatever it is that we need to early on.
Power is in my hand.
Okay, so they've gone Antios Gauntlet. So the thing about this is, given that where they've moved, if we just tuck in here and place our orb there, it's very unlikely that they could actually take out our Cinder Orb this turn anyway. So let's just go with that. We want to make sure we don't have these particle effects. There we go. So this should make it very hard for them to hit it. We should be out of base contact, and it means next turn we can play a Tipu, and if we need to, start getting some resource in there. So this looks like it could be an orbital or a vortex or something along those lines. If they pull our Cinder out and kill it, that's an inconvenience, but it's not the end of the world. What we're kind of expecting to see here is just another sort of fairly aggressive unit.
You get ammo, you get ammo.
There we go, Torian Arsenal. Exactly fits that bill. So as they come towards us, this is about where we want Tipu to be anyway, because we want it to be an extra turn away from being on top of Antios. But we need to find a way that we can make him survive. So what I'm thinking, looking at this, is maybe even just playing Tipu first and Torian Guardian the next turn, or saving our Cinder, playing Drumdancer Tlalli here. Because we've got 4. We could play Tlalli and save 3, which would put us up to 6 next turn. But that's not quite enough to do everything.
They're counting on us.
So let's start by just taking the Cinder. I think we are going to go for the early Tipu. I think it probably still has to be over here. So we've got 3 Cinder next turn. It does mean we can play sort of a couple of these and try and protect it in a different means. But I think we're going to have to be a little bit cautious with how we try and deal with this turn, because we could quite easily take enough damage here for Tipu to die. So we might have to just play it extra safe, not be aggressive early, especially with
Wise
Antios
men
being able to go up to
don't
4
judge, they
damage.
punch.
And just see if we can body block with Astra a little bit longer while we get out some utility units, especially in this case,
We won't let
Tlalli
up.
and Stitchy McPatchy. Right, so there's their Tlalli. So it might even be this turn, looking at them having Tlalli and Antios in this direction. I think we might even just run. Okay, that's fine, if they want to go for a bit of aggression onto Astra. If they don't move Antios far enough forward here, like either way, we're actually just going to move to the back and protect Tipu with Astra. Because we've got the stun next turn and probably... Yeah, that's fine if Zax comes and does the same. Because we've got the stun and probably Drumdancer Tlalli, we can do really well here. So our opponent's got a good grasp of the game. They're only level 1, but they're playing all the concepts very well.
Hey, watch
They're
it.
being aggressive, they're moving on to us, they're dealing a good amount of damage. The orbital I'm not as sure about. Yep, so there's Antios moving up, which is what you would happen, so we're going to move back over.
This smacks.
Okay, so Astra can get out, but only to there. And Tipu can get out to there, so we are at risk of taking damage back. So we need to make sure we're outside of the orbital range. So I almost think we even just go over here and then use both Stitchy McPatchy and Tlalli to block the other shots that might be coming through. So if we use Stitchy here,
Here's an idea.
and actually maybe even
Stop
just place
touching
Tlalli
each other.
behind to keep it even safer, because that is out of range of Antios Gauntlet. There.
Feel the
So now
percussion
next turn, if they just keep running towards us, we've avoided this successfully. If they move into our range, we can double strike onto Tipu, we can stim burst, we can run forward, get our attacks in. If we need to, we can heal. And they've potentially got enough damage to kill it on the backswing, but we've got our stun. So we can actually stun whichever we think is the most dangerous unit, and try and just work our way into a state where Tipu can survive for the long haul. I mean, the other option is, instead of just using the abilities, we could try and kill
Just
them
like
with the
you
characters that we've
practiced.
got, and just play Torian Guardian out. Because it looks like they're going to be trying to kill us. And that is, I'll be honest, completely terrifying. So the question is, if they try and kill us, what do we need to kill in response, or how do we defend things? It's probably just killing... Oh, so they gravity disc. Yeah, they're going all out aggro here. So I think our plan's actually likely to change. I think what we're likely to do here is still go for killing one of their units, but start using Stitchy McPatchy to heal over here,
Pushy, pushy.
and then just stunning anything, probably Taria, to avoid the double strike going ahead for the future.
Tad on my mind.
So we're likely just going to be swapping all our pieces around, so first things first is stim burst everything.
The best toys.
We're going to...
Present and sterile.
So Drumdancer Tlalli is going to Battle Frenzy onto Tipu.
Let's give them an encore.
And then we'll just move Tlalli.
One
In fact,
win,
we'll move
one bun.
Astra to get an attack first here. And then we'll probably hop back all the way over here.
Victories in your eyes.
We'll bring Tlalli over, maybe just here, so sort of defensive play. Get Tipu in for this and get the double growth. Perfect. And now what we need to do is find the best way to survive. So
Oh, me?
this is a bit awkward because we know we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So they've got enough damage potentially to kill us because they've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So any one crit does it. We just need to stun one unit.
Probably.
So I think we stun Taria. We're going to move Stitchy McPatchy up here and going to heal Astra. And then that is everything we're going to do, but that means that next turn we can into the breach Snareling if we need to. But most likely we're just going to be keeping running things in, trying to see if we can get Tipu to the point where we can just one-shot each of their units once per turn. So if they go for Stitchy McPatchy here, that's actually a pretty good call on their part. I'm quite interested. Like, I think we've got a good shot here.
Guys.
Because they've got... Oh, hang on. Oh. Oh dear.
Be fierce
I stunned the
and
wrong
fun.
unit. I stunned... Oh no, this is Tower Arsenal. Oh, it was just dead. Just dead. I getting extra accuracy. That's fine. This I'm not quite sure I agree with. This is a surefire way for Tipu to start just getting right here.
You should get that
Ooh,
looked
crit
at.
into crit. Okay, so Stitchy McPatchy is probably going to die here because they've got another attack for 2. So unless they get a 100%.
Oh sure. Kill the
fine.
bot.
And where are they going to run away to?
Cool under pressure.
So Zax moves there. Interesting. So this is Torian. Torian's still stunned, so we can actually just try and take out multiple units this turn. So we're going to go for this. We've got that and a crit. So this is now 8 life, so they're going to struggle over here. I think we're probably going to have a bit of difficulty on this side, killing something straight away. So I actually think what we do is play Torian Guardian over here, just to keep a little bit of extra life. Tipu.
Evildoers will lose.
We'll get our Battle Frenzy next turn.
They're counting on
And
us.
then we have left ourselves with a sort of a minimal attack angle here of 12%, but I think that's reasonable. We're going to go for that.
Go
We
again.
missed. And then we're going to grow some Cinder at the back. Again, they're not going to be wanting to go for that Cinder. And we are actually growing our Tipu quite nicely. So this is a 6 attack Tipu now. We're nearly at the point where there's not much they can do. Yeah, especially with Stim Burst coming next turn. I mean, a mine is just another way of growing Tipu. So we are more than happy to see that. They can group us all together, but what we'll do in this case... Oh, this is auto, isn't it?
Ignore it.
This is fine. So we can, even if we need to, give Pummel to Torian Guardian. Just Torian to take out the mine and then Tipu to run away, but with Stim Burst I think we're probably just killing something either way. I mean, here most likely I'm just going to run a couple of things in here and take it out. And then, do we have anything with for Savria? So Savria's really close to being able to kill as well. Oh, so they've still got increased accuracy as well. So yeah, this is the surefire way, but they're spreading their damage out a little bit here, which obviously they can...
Now what's the hurry?
Okay.
Drinks just go right through me.
So Tlalli hasn't attacked yet, but Tlalli's
Team huddle.
moved. I mean, sure. I think we're very likely to be able to kill 2 units here. So we'll just get our big Stim Burst in.
What's this do?
Because what we can do is
Perfect
move over
form
here,
takes sweaty practice.
check where Tipu can... Ah, so Tipu is still trapped. Okay, so we do have to Battle Frenzy ourselves.
Be relentless.
We'll move over here just to get Tipu out. So Tlalli's going to die, because
Yes.
Tlalli is going to take damage off of the Orbital Strike. But this does put Tipu in a position to kill over here. I've kind of messed this up again. So let's just bring Tipu in over here. Because what we should have done is, if we'd realised it was going to be this way round, then we should have put Tipu on this model
I
and
celebrate,
hit this over here
even in
to
defeat.
give us more of a chance to take it out.
One win, one bug.
So let's bring this in. I kind of don't know what I think the best thing to do is. I always think it's Necahual, so we can just bring Tlalli back in next turn.
Both ends are pointy.
Go for the attack. See if we get over it here. This was a mistake in that
Teaching
order
the
anyway.
troops
And
about
just grow another
failure.
Cinder. So this wasn't the best turn, but again, Tipu's growing. Yep, this is what we knew. So Zax is probably going to go for the hit here. But this is leaving us again 1 turn away from another big Tipu hit.
Beats being a
So they can pretty much guaranteed kill Torian, because Deadeye can just give Deadeye more accuracy. But with Stun and Stim Burst, we're going to be moving faster and faster towards our biggie Tipu. Big brain chicken. Ooh. So this is really close, because with Mequani Thicket, they're near. If they don't kill this, yeah. So we actually might be in a position where that miss is huge. That miss is absolutely huge, because that means that now we've got a chance of killing Mequani Thicket between Astra and Torian Guardian if we can get these attacks in, or even just hasting something else out without Thicket being able to hit Tipu.
Pushy, pushy.
So that's absolutely what we're going to try and do. There we go. We've got the line of sight here. So we go for this hit. We made that.
Could we throw the
So this could be just a dead Torian. But this is what we knew would be happening anyway. Did miss. They did miss. And now Tipu gets the kill. And that way, we don't actually lose our... all our life. We can basically stay alive, which is unbelievable considering what we wanted to. So, Necahual could evacuate here. And then what we can do is we can into the breach. We can play Torian Guardian again.
Rise and shine.
Bring it over here.
Both ends are pointy.
Hit this.
Sorry,
And
little
then
guys.
maybe just move up here to make things a little bit more difficult for them. And we'll just grow another Cinder at the back. This is going really well. We've got 8 damage on Tipu now. We're nearly up to that same massive amount of damage. And everything that we've been doing is just to get Tipu big. So this is going really, really well. 2 really fun games in a row. Again, low-level opponents, so they might not be... might not be sure what to have expected here, but this is absolutely a really enjoyable list to play. So I do think there are a few considerations you can make for playing it in a different format. There you go, Peacemaker Balams, stun us and run away. This is what we're going to use our stun for next turn, but also if we need to, we can actually move Astra up. So we can stim burst all of these, move Astra up, recall this, play it again, attack with haste. So I believe, in theory, that should actually remove the stun. I'm going to do it for science, because to me that's quite an interesting idea, is finding out if that works. And I think it does. So maybe we even get our Tipu back to the bridge, full health, and just kill Peacemaker Balam again, and get, well, I say again, kill them and get it up to 9 health. If Necahual survives.
Cool under pressure.
Okay, so let's stim burst everyone.
Ooh,
We will
I'll make him
evacuate
proud.
Tipu.
I've made a special self.
Set this over here.
Your heart beating fast
We
too.
will move Astra over this way
Charge!
into the breach. Play our Tipu back over here. Ah, Tipu is still stunned from this end. Interesting. Okay, I didn't think it would be. So that's a mistake on my part there. What we'll do is place this here and we'll stun their Peacemaker Balam, so that next turn we have got this pretty much locked up for the big Tipu again. Now, where can we make an attack here that's worthwhile? I suppose we just poke their captain. It's the only one that's likely to be relevant, because it won't be too long before Tipu is big enough to deal with him in 2 shots.
Max are so
Florio Lancer, okay. Yeah, Vortex. And Orbital. This is all fine. I think we're really close to being able to do everything we want to here. Again. So more importantly, so Balam needs to die, not because we think Balam is the most threatening, but because it's going to keep Tipu locked up every single turn, and I don't think we can really afford to have that happen. And this is their entire remaining roster. They've got nothing else left. So we've still got a couple of spare units in Quetzalli and Snareling. So this does get us in range. So let's just do this first. Grow Tipu even more.
Brings tranquility.
Savria Safeguard can't quite get in range here. So Astra's the we do need to keep Astra safe.
Try
Is the thing.
these
We
goggles
can't
of
just
salvation.
throw her into any situation
I'll
ever.
just put this everywhere.
Okay, they've called it a day there. I think that's pretty fair. We had our massive Tipu. We were going to be able to just keep going and on and on and on. And I don't think there was any way they were going to come back from that. So, all in all, this list has worked really well in these games. Like I said, there were other games beforehand where that wasn't the case, but you can't have everything, you know. Sometimes you just have to play until you get something that it works the way you want it to. So, all in all, this list has actually been really fun. I've really enjoyed it. It's definitely not a competitive list, but we did get the biggest Tipu I've seen in this game so far. So for that, I'm going to call that a big win. I'm really, really happy with it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this too. I want to say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I really enjoy every single notification I get for those, so thank you again on that front. And other than that, have a good day.